In a vast and mysterious land like Russia, ancient customs and modern life coexist in ways that challenge the imagination. Deep within this expansive country lies Chukotka, a region so remote that it has almost been forgotten by the outside world. Yet, in this isolated wilderness, a practice persists that has shocked and intrigued outsiders for centuries. Husbands willingly allow their wives to entertain strangers throughout the night, all in the name of hospitality. This isn't merely a custom, it's a tradition deeply embedded in the fabric of Chukotkan society. It's a practice that has sparked curiosity, controversy, and endless debates, raising questions about the limits of tradition and the true meaning of hospitality. Welcome to the next video on Eagle Discovery. Today we'll explore the most astonishing facts about Chukotka, a place where the boundaries of social norms are tested and where the harshness of life meets equally harsh traditions. Number 10. The astonishing tradition of sharing wives. One of the most startling and controversial practices in Chukotka involves husbands allowing their wives to spend the night with visitors. This is not motivated by desire or lust, but rather is rooted in a deep-seated tradition of goodwill and hospitality. In Chukotka's frozen, desolate landscape, survival is an ongoing battle. The region's long, brutal winters, which can stretch up to 8 months, make human connections not just a luxury, but an essential lifeline. In such an environment, relationships and alliances are critical, and this tradition serves as a method of solidifying bonds within the community and with outsiders. In this society, women are revered for their strength, resilience, and adaptability, traits that are not just admired, but essential for survival in such an unforgiving environment. The practice of sharing wives is seen as a gesture of trust and respect. It's an acknowledgement of the critical role that women play in maintaining the fabric of Chukchi society. This tradition may shock outsiders, but within the context of Chukotka's harsh realities, it's a pragmatic approach to ensuring the survival and cohesion of the community. Historically, this practice has also served a social function, helping to prevent conflicts and build alliances among different families and tribes. It's a testament to the complex and often misunderstood cultural practices that have evolved in some of the world's most isolated regions. The tradition also underscores the vital importance of women in this society, where they are not just caregivers but also key figures in maintaining social harmony and community bonds. Moreover, this tradition is closely tied to the Chukchi's spiritual beliefs. The Chukchi people believe in the concept of cross, a spiritual essence that resides in every individual and can be transferred through physical contact. By sharing their wives, Chukchi men believe they are extending their cross to their guests, thus creating a deeper spiritual connection that binds them together. This belief further elevates the practice from a mere act of hospitality to a significant spiritual and communal ritual. Number 9. Women as the ultimate survivors. In Chukotka, women are not just wives and mothers, they are the backbone of their communities, warriors in their own right. These women, with their full figures and insulating layers of body fat, are perfectly adapted to the extreme conditions of the Arctic. Their almond-shaped eyes protect them from the blinding glare of the snow, and their robust physiques allow them to endure the grueling tasks of daily life. It's no wonder that Chukchi men hold their women in such high regard, often choosing wives based on their strength and ability to contribute to the household's survival. In this environment, physical endurance is not just an asset, it's a necessity. The harsh climate demands that women be as strong and capable as the men, if not more so. They are responsible for a wide range of tasks, from preparing food and caring for children, to assisting in hunting and gathering. Their roles extend far beyond the traditional expectations of women in many other cultures. In Chukotka, women are seen as equals, partners in the struggle for survival. The practice of sharing wives is not only a mark of hospitality, but also a recognition of the vital role women play in this harsh environment. Their ability to endure and thrive in such conditions makes them invaluable to the community. This respect for women is reflected in their high status within Chukchi society, where they are often consulted in decision-making processes and revered as the keepers of the community's traditions and knowledge. Furthermore, Chukchi women are known for their deep knowledge of herbal medicine and natural remedies. They possess an intimate understanding of the plants and herbs that grow in the tundra, using them to treat a variety of ailments. This knowledge is passed down through generations, with women playing a crucial role in preserving and transmitting this valuable information. Their expertise in natural medicine is yet another example of their importance in Chukchi society, where survival often depends on their skills and knowledge. Number 8. Piercings and power. Body piercings, particularly of the nose, lips, and cheeks, are a deeply ingrained tradition among the women of Chukotka. These adornments, often made from animal bones and stones, are not just for decoration, they are symbols of strength and endurance. Women who bear these piercings are seen as resilient and powerful, traits highly valued in a society where physical strength often dictates one's status and success. The tradition of body piercing in Chukotka dates back centuries and is deeply rooted in the region's cultural and spiritual beliefs. Piercings are often seen as a rite of passage, marking a woman's transition from childhood to adulthood. They are also believed to have protective properties, warding off evil spirits and ensuring the wearer's health and well-being. In addition to their symbolic significance, these piercings also serve practical purposes. In the harsh Arctic climate, where frostbite is a constant threat, the metal and bone jewelry worn in piercings can actually help protect the skin from freezing. The materials used in these piercings are chosen not just for their aesthetic value, but for their durability and ability to withstand the extreme conditions of the region. The practice of body piercing in Chukotka is a powerful expression of cultural identity, one that has survived for centuries despite the challenges of life in one of the world's most inhospitable regions. Number 7. Tattoos as marks of survival. In the not-so-distant past, nearly every woman in Chukotka bore intricate tattoos, symbols of beauty, fertility, and family happiness. These tattoos, etched painfully into the skin using soot-rubbed threads, were once a prerequisite for marriage. A woman without tattoos was considered incomplete, and finding a good partner was nearly impossible without these marks of cultural identity. Tattoos in Chukotka are not just a form of body art. They are deeply symbolic and carry significant cultural meaning. Each design tells a story, often related to the wearer's family, tribe, or personal experiences. The patterns and motifs used in these tattoos are unique to each community and are passed down through generations. The process of tattooing is a rite of passage, with each tattoo representing a milestone in the woman's life, such as reaching adulthood, marriage, or the birth of a child. The tattooing process itself is an ordeal, involving the use of soot-rubbed threads that are pulled under the skin to create the desired patterns. The pain endured during the process is seen as a testament to the woman's strength and resilience, further enhancing her status within the community. The tattoos are also believed to have protective properties, safeguarding the wearer from harm and ensuring her health and fertility. Though the practice of traditional tattooing has faded in recent years, it remains a powerful reminder of the harsh realities that shaped the lives of these Arctic women. Today, many younger women in Chukotka are reviving this ancient tradition, seeing it as a way to reconnect with their cultural heritage and assert their identity in a rapidly changing world. Number 6. The sacred duty of hospitality. In Chukotka, turning away a guest is unthinkable. The tradition of kunonga, dictates that every visitor must be treated with the utmost respect and generosity, regardless of the personal cost. This unyielding hospitality is not just a social norm, it's a survival strategy in a land where isolation and hardship are the norm. The practice of hospitality in Chukotka is deeply rooted in the region's harsh environment, where resources are scarce, and survival often depends on mutual support and cooperation. In such a setting, the refusal to offer assistance to a guest or traveler could mean the difference between life and death. This is why the Chukchi people place such a high value on hospitality, seeing it as a moral obligation and a vital aspect of their culture. Kunonga is more than just a tradition. It is a reflection of the Chukchi people's deep-seated belief in the importance of community and mutual aid. In a region where the nearest neighbor may be hundreds of miles away, the arrival of a guest is a rare and significant event. The guest is seen as a representative of the outside world, bringing news, stories, and possibly even much-needed supplies. Welcoming a guest with open arms and providing for their needs is a way of maintaining ties with the wider world and ensuring the survival of the community. This tradition is also closely tied to the Chukchi's spiritual beliefs. The Chukchi people believe that guests bring with them the spirit of their homeland, which must be honored and respected. By treating guests with hospitality, the Chukchi believe they are honoring the spirits and ensuring their own good fortune. Refusing a guest is seen as an affront to the spirits and can bring misfortune upon the household and the community. Number 5. Life at the edge of the world. Chukotka is Russia's easternmost region, a place so remote and sparsely populated that it feels like the edge of the world. With its vast gold reserves and rugged beauty, this land has attracted the attention of adventurers and investors alike. Yet, it remains one of the most challenging places to live, with winters that last nearly the entire year, and temperatures that can drop to a bone-chilling 50 degrees. Despite these hardships, the people of Chukotka continue to thrive, their lives intertwined with the land and its unforgiving climate. The region's extreme isolation has shaped a unique way of life, where self-sufficiency and resilience are paramount. The Chukchi people have adapted to their environment in ways that seem almost superhuman to outsiders, developing skills and practices that allow them to survive and even flourish in conditions that would be intolerable to most. The landscape of Chukotka is as harsh as it is beautiful. The region is characterized by vast tundras, rugged mountains, and frozen rivers that stretch as far as the eye can see. The winters are long and dark, with the sun barely rising above the horizon for months on end. The short summers bring a brief burst of life, with wildflowers blooming and wildlife emerging from their winter hibernation. But even in summer, the weather remains unpredictable, with sudden storms and cold snaps a constant threat. The people of Chukotka have learned to live in harmony with this harsh environment, developing a deep respect for the land and its natural rhythms. Their lives are closely tied to the seasons, with hunting, fishing, and gathering activities dictated by the changing weather. The Chukchi have also developed a deep spiritual connection to the land, seeing it as a living entity with its own spirit that must be respected and honored. Number 4. The hidden costs of survival. Living in Chukotka comes with a hefty price tag. The cost of essentials is sky-high, reflecting the difficulty of transporting goods to this isolated region. Yet, the people here have adapted, finding ways to make ends meet in a place where survival is a daily challenge. From high rents to the steep price of groceries, life in Chukotka is anything but easy. But for those who call this place home, the hardships are just another part of life on the edge. The high cost of living in Chukotka is largely due to the region's extreme isolation. Most goods must be transported by air or sea, with the cost of transportation passed on to consumers. As a result, basic necessities like food, fuel, and clothing are significantly more expensive than in other parts of Russia. For example, a liter of milk can cost up to 3 times more in Chukotka than in Moscow, and the price of fresh produce is often prohibitively high. Housing costs are also steep, with limited availability driving up rents. Most people in Chukotka live in small Soviet-era apartment buildings where heating and utilities are essential to surviving the harsh winters. The high cost of heating and maintaining these buildings further adds to the financial burden on residents. Despite these challenges, the people of Chukotka have developed a strong sense of resourcefulness and adaptability. They have learned to make do with what they have, often relying on traditional methods of hunting, fishing, and gathering to supplement their diets. Community networks are also essential, with neighbors helping each other out in times of need and sharing resources to get through the winter. Number 3. Clinging to tradition in a modern world. Despite the encroachment of modern life, the Chukchi people hold fast to their traditions. Their unique counting system, based on 20 instead of 10, is just one example of how deeply ingrained their cultural practices are. This system, used for everything from counting reindeer to conducting trade, reflects a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for centuries. The Chukchi counting system is known as the vigesimal system, which is based on the number 20. This system is believed to have originated from the practice of counting on fingers and toes, with each full set representing 1 unit. In Chukchi society, this counting method is more than just a practical tool. It is an integral part of their cultural identity, woven into their language, rituals, and daily life. For example, when counting reindeer, the Chukchi will often group them in sets of 20, making it easier to keep track of large herds. This method is also used in trade, where goods are often exchanged in multiples of 20. The vigesimal system is even present in Chukchi folklore, where stories and legends often incorporate this unique counting method. Despite the influence of modern technology and education, the Chukchi people continue to use their traditional counting system, seeing it as a link to their ancestors and a symbol of their cultural heritage. This commitment to preserving their traditions is evident in many aspects of Chukchi life, from their language and clothing to their spiritual practices and social customs. Number 2. The power of community. In Chukotka, community is everything. The harsh conditions of the tundra have forged a people who understand the value of solidarity and mutual support. Whether it's through shared hunting expeditions, communal rituals, or the simple act of helping a neighbor, the Chukchi people's sense of community is their greatest strength. This deep sense of unity is essential for maintaining their unique cultural identity, especially in the harsh tundra. The Chukchi people rely on each other for survival, with everyone playing a role in the community's well-being. Whether it's hunting, herding reindeer, building homes, or preparing for winter, these activities are often carried out collectively, with the entire community coming together to ensure that everyone is taken care of. The Chukchi people's solidarity not only helps them overcome environmental challenges, but also nurtures a warm, happy life, preserving their distinct cultural heritage. Their deep sense of community is a source of pride and strength, helping them maintain their unique way of life in the face of growing external pressures. It is this sense of community that has allowed the Chukchi people to survive and thrive in one of the most inhospitable regions on Earth. Number 1. A cultural identity like no other. The Chukchi people take immense pride in their heritage, from their language and traditional clothing to their art and spiritual beliefs. Their vibrant culture, shaped by the unforgiving Arctic landscape, is a testament to their resilience and adaptability. Through their stories, songs, and ceremonies, the Chukchi continue to celebrate their unique identity, passing down their knowledge and traditions to future generations. The Chukchi's traditional clothing, made from reindeer skins, seal hides, and other natural materials, is both practical and symbolic. These garments are designed to protect against the extreme cold, with intricate patterns and designs that reflect the wearer's social status and cultural identity. For example, the kurkur, a traditional Chukchi coat, is made from reindeer hide and decorated with elaborate embroidery and beadwork. This garment is not only a practical piece of clothing, but also a symbol of the wearer's connection to their community and their heritage. Music and dance are an integral part of Chukchi culture, with songs and performances often centered around themes of nature, spirituality, and community. The Chukchi people believe that music has the power to connect them to the spirits of their ancestors and the natural world. Traditional Chukchi music is characterized by the use of drums, flutes, and vocal chanting, with performances often taking place during important cultural ceremonies and festivals. Spirituality is another key aspect of Chukchi identity, with a deep belief in the connection between humans and the natural world. The Chukchi people practice animism, believing that all living things, as well as natural phenomena, possess a spiritual essence. This belief is reflected in their rituals and ceremonies, which are designed to honor the spirits and ensure the continued harmony between humans and nature.